bien con el fin de semana. No hay ninguna duda. No les creo.
I have a doubt. Good evening, teacher.
Hola Gladys, dime.
Um, I found a sentence. Can you hear me?
Sí, sí, sí.
Dice, it is a sentence, is an answer, is it? Dice, yes, it's coming yet. No, excuse me. Yes, it's coming, get ready. You all. O sea, Y apóstrofe A L L. ¿Eso cómo se traduce?
¿Puedes escribirlo, por favor? Porque
Sí,
no,
señor. Bueno, sí, voy a
sí,
escribir.
como que no entendí bien.
Es una respuesta que dan, sino que quedé yo, o sea, no supe. Ya la escribo, profe.
Sí, sí, sí. Gracias. Bien. Hola Sandra, hola Noé. Hola Jesús. María, dime.
Ah, profesor, buenas noches. ¿Está bien decir así, good night, everyone? Buenas noches a todos.
Good night, everyone.
Everyone.
Ujú.
Ah,
Si llegas, bueno, esto es una reunión virtual, pero imagínate que llegas, está bien decirlo acá, y si
ujú.
llegas a un lugar donde hay varias personas, las conozcas o no, puedes decir good night, everyone, o simplemente good night. Sí, sí, cualquiera de las dos te va a servir.
Ah, everyone. Ah, sí, está bien lo que escribí, ¿no? Solamente.
Good night, everyone, everyone. Mira, te voy a decir
A ver, por favor.
everyone. Así suena, everyone, everyone. Get ready, all. Y sí, bueno, así es como lo podrías decir,
Gracias, profesor.
de nada. Y Gladys, ya vi, yeah, it's coming, get ready, you all. Ese y'all es una contracción de you all. Get ready, you all. Suena muy chistoso porque no vas a decir y'all, es como get ready, you all. You all. Pero es una.
Ese Joan es como todos,
Ajá,
todos ustedes.
es exacto. Esto así, bueno, no sé, me suena como fiesta sorpresa, pero un cumpleañero que dice, sí, ya viene, todos listos. Yes.
Ok, ok.
Puede, puede ser un poco más ominioso, ¿verdad? Pero como no quiero ser, no quiero ser tan trágico, vamos a suponer que eso es una fiesta de cumpleaños y se acerca el cumpleañero, ¿no? Es una sorpresa. Entonces, yes, it's coming, ya viene, o he is coming, también podría decir he's coming, get ready you all. Es como todos listos, prepárense. Es una expresión que se usa para dar esa idea, ¿ok? ¿Ya quedó claro, Gladys?
Yes, teacher. Thank you.
Nada. ¿Alguna otra? ¿Todo bien, entonces? El que cae otorga, ¿eh? Bueno, estuvo bien, son dudas buenas las dos que pusieron ahí. No, os recuerden, para los que están empezando también, good evening es cuando está. Bueno, normalmente depende del lugar, porque yo sí he visto que dicen good evening, incluso en la madrugada, en la noche, y good night es más como cuando te despides, cuando ya te vas a dormir, pero acá pueden decir good evening, good night. No veo mayor problema. Muy bien, vamos a cambiar a full English mode. ¿Quién será? ¿Quién será? Para empezar con las preguntas. Noé, fuiste el primero que apareció. Nada personal. Noé, are you there? Are you there?
Yes, teacher, I'm here. looking at the sky.
You're looking at the sky. What are you
Yeah,
looking?
let me show you. I don't know how to. Oh, this one. Well, the on the camera it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't see very amazing like I'm seeing. But yeah, I'm here.
Trust me, it does. I really like those clouds.
Yeah. So give me a second.
Yeah. The only problem is the wind noise in your microphone, but it was amazing. Very good. Bien. Perdón. Ya, dime, Noé.
Yeah, yeah, I'm here. I'm ready. Your microphone, teacher.
Sorry. One question. Let's start with this. We can switch to another topic. Let's see where it takes us. Noé, what do you think about inclusion in mass media? We can talk about movies, we can talk about music, comic books, I don't know. Anything. What do you think about inclusion? You can give me your definition of inclusion and what do you think about it?
Well, I wanted to asking you about what is the definition about inclusion, but for myself, it's okay. For example, in restaurants, but well, how can I say that? Um, is for me inclusion is including the all people. It doesn't matter the gender, you know, this all the people, the blind people, the people that can cannot hear, all that kind of people, all in general, including on all the activities, all the I don't know the cinema. Coming back to my example about the restaurant, I'm thinking that it's really good having this kind of menus on I don't know how to say that in braille for blind people, and I don't know imagines for people that can hear. I don't know how to say sort of
Deaf.
deaf. Okay, for deaf people. So that kind of inclusion that is my definition, and it's really good for me. it's, it's personally speaking, of course.
Yeah, I think that's a very general definition of inclusion that, like you said, it's going to include everyone despite the gender. So I have a pretty much similar definition of inclusion with that. But I was asking you in terms of mass media, like movies and things like that. Do you have anything to add, or that would be like your like the same answer?
Well, yeah, the same answer. No, no for example, only uh, this movie crossed my mind right now about the Eternals, the movie Marvel's movie about this. Uh, I don't remember this the name of this character. Character, is that correct? Yeah, this character is the speed woman that cannot speak. So and it was really good. You know that it's not common seeing people like that in movies, especially in movies. You know, because you need to talk, you need to do a lot of things. So yeah, I pretty much I have the same idea for all that. Yeah.
Very good. Yeah. Now that you mentioned, there's a number of, especially I can tell you, especially in comic books, there's a lot of characters that are have some kind of disability. And this is interesting because it's a form of inclusion that has the power to give visibility to some groups that are not that commonly depicted in movies. But yeah, I remember that there was even one version of Spider-Man was on a wheelchair. So it was interesting. Very good. Ok, muy bien. Buena respuesta de Noé. ¿Quién más quiere responder esta pregunta? Si alguien quiere que le traduzca la pregunta, nada más levante la mano. Pero levántela, por favor. Cristian.
What is the question?
Justamente te vi y dije, va. La pregunta que le hice a Noé fue ¿cuál es tu definición de inclusión? Y particularmente, ¿qué opinas de la inclusión, a partir de tu respuesta, obviamente, en los medios masivos como películas, músicas, cómics, fue la otra que se me ocurrió, la que sea?
Very difficult.
¿Por qué? ¿Por qué es difícil? ¿Por el inglés o por la respuesta?
Por las dos.
Lo que salga, no la pienses demasiado.
Desde el corazón, dice.
No sé cómo empezarlo.
¿Qué es para ti la inclusión? Esa es la más fácil.
The problem is the problem actual is exit inclusive forced inclusive
Inclusion. Forced inclusion.
forced inclusion. Eh, why oy. Por eso, por eso sería why?
Because. No,
Because.
Why es por qué y because es porque.
Ya. Entonces sería
Because.
No, es difícil. One minute para search.
Sí. O sea, para que lo estructure, sí, sin problemas. Cuando lo tengas listo, nada más levanta la mano. Va, Fernando.
Buenas noches, maestro. Ya como que medio pensé en algo, pero no sé qué tal esté bien. Entonces, ahí voy a ver si me acuerdo bien de todas las palabras. I think it's of strange because movies and series only show it with people with a certain skin tone, si se dice piel más o menos, and not with disabled people.
Disabled. Very good. Yes. Excellent. Yadira.
Good night, teacher. Is inclusion. Is when the people are tolerant with the difference or persons with discapacities. No? For example, could be I have or we have to learn sign language. No?
Sign.
Okay.
Sign language. Okay.
Sign language.
Yes, I think that's a very good example of how inclusion could work. Lo pregunto en español. ¿Alguien de ustedes sabe algo en lenguaje de señas? ¿Qué significa eso, Cristian? Exacto, un aplauso. También es así para los, ¿cómo se llaman? los metodistas. Yo lo descubrí de la forma más vergonzosa posible. Pero sí, eso es un aplauso. Yo sé muy poco de lenguaje de señas, pero pues al menos me sé presentar. Nada más que es muy complejo. Yo estaba bien seguro que era como un idioma universal, pero no, es igual que un idioma normal, es en cada país. Entonces, no me imagino lo difícil que debe ser el lenguaje de señas en japonés. Si de por sí ya es una bronca, ya no quiero nada. Muy bien, excelente, bien, Yadira. Sandra.
Hi, teacher. Hi, everyone. Teacher, before I answer the question, do you hear me clearly? Okay. Like I used to work for a school district, inclusion, it means like everyone, you know, like regardless of the background, like ability, race, gender, beliefs, identity, everyone has the possibility of participating and be valued, you know, as a human, just like a human right for all aspects in their lives. As a school district, for example, there before, sorry, trying to say, when I started to work over there was a new law because the school district used to have in somehow to say the normal kids in one class and the special kids in other class. And there was a law say that it can't happen anymore, that classes has to be inclusive. That it means that for a special number of students, there has to be a special ratio of we call IEP students. That it means that students with an independent education plan. That could be autism, behavioral, you know, any kind of disability for kids or language therapy, anything. How can I say? According with what you asked specifically about the media, it's like I will say that is like to try to, in every kind of TV show, I will say movie or whatever, to try to refer about the people in a respectful way, you know, respecting the identity. But in my opinion, no, with the media, it's crazy, you know, because there is a lot covering the truth. You know, there is a lot coverage of the truth because I think that we are living in a moment that we don't know really what is the truth, because the people with power is creating chaos, you know, to manipulate the world. And it's really hard to see like a clear crystal about what is really happening in the world. That's in somehow part of my opinion. I can give you an example. I'm sorry, it's just, do you remember that I told you like several months ago that I found two little kittens on the street? Okay, this Friday I found a small dog on the street, and I drive behind him, and I was able to catch him. And my first attitude or my first action was to take a picture and to post it on Facebook in a special website in the city I am living right now, to say, guys, I just found this cute buddy. Please help me to spread the word if we can find his family. Right now, I'm heading to the shelter. Teacher, you can imagine all the kind of answers I received with an act of love. People say, don't take it to the shelter. They are killers. They are going to kill him. Don't take it. And other people, don't give the dog to nobody. Just keep it. and give the dog what life he deserves. Like people start to judging in a really hard way that honestly my intention of help turns to a guiltiness, because at that point I just drop the dog, hoping that family can find him, because I can imagine to lose my babies and nobody returning them to me, like that was my thought. And just that little example is how people manipulate information, how people become judgmental, because nobody knows really what is going on in everyone's world. And if in an act like that, they judge like that, I can imagine, if somebody is gay or somebody is in other situation or other beliefs, it's really hard world right now. And I think that for more that they say that they respect the diversity, I am not agree. I think that it's a word that is hurting people with a lot of judgmental points. Sorry that I extended
Judgment.
my answer, teacher. Judgment, with the judgment.
Judgmental. Say
Judgmental.
judgmental.
To see, teacher, judgmental.
Yes,
Mhm,
exactly.
mhm.
¿Me oyen bien? Porque siento que hay como un retraso en cómo estamos hablando.
Sí, a veces se
Ah,
oye bajito.
Sí, muy bien.
ok, muy bien. Sandra, you gave, I think, a invaluable answer with your experience about working in schools. This is going to be a very quick opinion about the three things that I can summarize your answer. The first, this idea of not segregating kids with a different ability or with some disability, I think it's very good, because I think that everyone, all of us at some point have felt discriminated for something. I think the world, the actual world, is like that. It has always been, but right now we can see this in a global scale, and we can relate to some of the people who have lived the same. Now, in this case, I think that my youngest brother has a disability. When he was born, he had a lack of oxygen, and this created a problem, a brain problem. So he is, in cultural terms, would be something like Forrest Gump. He is limit. He's in the limit of the spectrum. So I can understand how discrimination can feel from a first-hand experience. And I think schools doing that is awesome. Here in Mexico, we are way behind with that. Um, that's the first part. The second, um, and again, I think that it's important to create a new world with people that are capable of understanding that some people have disabilities, and we all are different. Because, sorry for my French, but kids can be assholes, and they can be very cruel with our kids. And I've seen that. I experienced that. I was in an only boys school, and it was like a prison, honestly. Second part, what you did with the kittens is like, man, everyone with the internet, everyone feels they have the right to give their opinion, and not only give their opinion, to be respected after doing that. Sorry, but in my opinion, the right is to give an opinion, and I'm going to respect that. But if your opinion is wrong, or is based on prejudice, or is based on wrong information, or it's biased, sorry, but I'm not going to take your opinion into consideration, and I'm not going to respect that. Okay, so that's my opinion. It's called an oxymoron. If you don't know what an oxymoron is, it's one of the most interesting words in English. And third is like, I don't know. I think that an act of love, like rescuing an animal who is in distress, You know, a couple weeks ago, a friend of mine found a husky, a brown, light brown, blue-eyed husky. He was beautiful, and she tried to keep him, but it was very difficult. She lives in a very small apartment, and huskies are quite a handful. Trust me, I have one, and I know. Do you know how long it took for that dog to be adopted? 3 days. It was out like that. But what about all the dogs who are not pure breed but are in shelters? Just I don't know. I cannot understand this because it's like a form of racism. I don't want to go that way, but I think it's true. Uh, this this weekend I went to play with my band to a close town, a close city. Sorry, we played in Tlaxcala, and at what point I was tired, and I get out of the venue, and I was sitting in the curb, just watching my phone, and then a dog approached me. It was a curious dog because it was like black with brown spots, like a tiger coat. You know, very 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 curious, and he was missing one eye, and the dog just was like 1 meter away from me, and I was like, okay, I hope you're not going to bite me because I'm at your level right now and it could be dangerous. And then I just did this. The dog came to me, sit beside me, and I was petting him. And I remember someone came out of the venue saying, "Oh, that's a horrible dog." It was one of the most loving dogs I treated in my life. The only thing he wanted is someone to pet him. I was like, dude. And a friend told me, "Oh, maybe he has fleas." Okay, yeah, but I don't. So, and it's like that's the kind of dog that if he's in a shelter, he's never getting adopted because he's missing one eye, because you name it. But the ability of love to love a new owner that a stray dog can show is amazing. So I don't know. Sometimes I don't like this world. But sorry, I take a long time for this, but I think it's interesting. Uh, Luz, yes.
Hi, good night. Bueno, good evening, everybody. I think it depends. No, it's because you are talking about one about your experience. So I can say that, for example, we want to adopt a dog, and we have the bad experience that we go to a foundation or organization, and they give us like a questionnaire, a paper in the website. We need to send it back with all the information. But one of the things that we don't like is that, well, there are two things that we don't like. First of all, is that he wants to know how much money we win. I can say that how much money I win in my job, but he want papers. He more intrusive to adopt a dog. And the second is like he wants to know my house, and he wants to come when he wants to come. Actually, is that not when I want to put a date, and you can come, I don't know, Saturday. He can to come when the people want to come to the house that we put in the address to see the dog, to if he is okay. It doesn't matter if the Saturday is holidays. If you don't attend that people because you don't have the lucky to be in your home, maybe you have a report of that organization of that kind of thing. So I think that depends the experience for everybody. We don't want to adopt a dog for them because he want personal papers, like more personal, and that kind of thing that is so intrusive. For me, is like, yes, I understand that you are giving a dog and you want the best thing for the dog. But I think that in that kind of things there was a limit or something like that. So we pretend not to adopt. Maybe we don't have the lucky to adopt a dog. We try to rescue a dog that we feed him some dogs. Sometimes my husband and I, we buy on Mexico, we buy some food, chicken, whatever we found, and we give to the street dogs to eat just a little bit. So we want to adopt one dog, but he don't want it, so it's difficult, you know. So we have a dog right now, but I need to say that depends the experience that you have. It depends, because sometimes in my case I want to adopt to a dog in this case, but there are other things that I don't like. For example, that kind of thing of the organization, or it's not that you don't want a bad people or something like that, but I think that it was a limit. So other thing that I remember about that one is that he wants to, every year we go to that to the building or the space that is the foundation. I need to arrive my dog to see if he's vaccinated, if he is operated or something like that. So I don't like so much. So my experience is bad. I think that to adopt a street dog is good, but sometimes it depends your experience that you have. It's only that.
I completely understand that, Luis, because I have worked with some rescue organizations, and yes, sometimes they have these strict protocols to adopt a dog. But trust me, I know that it could feel intrusive. Sometimes it is, like as you're telling us about. But trust me, sometimes it's necessary, because a lot of people think that adopting a dog is easy, and they if you are not looking close enough, if you're a foundation or an organization, you name it, they are going to put the dog back in the street, and that's not the point. Something that I can feel really bad about is when you have a dog and you put a dog in the roof. And my grandfather used to have his dog. He was a German Shepherd in the roof, because he had like a house there. But every day he took him down, take it to the street to walk, blah blah blah. But a noisy neighbor, accused him of having a dog in the roof in bad conditions. And I remember my grandfather, all my dad and my uncles were grown ups, married, and that dog was his passion, and he dedicated a long time taking care of that dog. And when this noisy neighbor came and said, you have a dog in bad conditions in your roof, he was like, you are free, you're welcome to take a look at where the dog lives, and probably he eats way better than a lot of kids. And I was like, damn, that's so hard. That was like, grandpa, take it easy. But yeah, it's difficult to adopt a dog because they have to adapt. That's a very, very long process, if you ask me. But yeah, I think that I love huskies. Like, who said that? Noemi. Huskies are beautiful, but a little crazy too. Yes, I can confirm that. Mine has blue eyes too. There's a beautiful legend about how huskies got the color of their eyes, blue and brown. Take a look if you are curious. Fernando.
Teacher, another problem is that people also think has extra burden, right? And not so much has help or a supportive partner. No?
Completely. Yes, having a pet is difficult. With this husky I was telling you about a few minutes before, there was this woman interested in adopting him, but she had 3 cats 2 kids and a parrot, and she wanted to adopt a husky. I was like, okay, that's not a good idea. Then I got a chance to see where she lives, and it's like, man, you live in a very small apartment. This is not a good idea. The dog is going to have a bad time. You are going to have a bad time. Probably your cats are going to have a hell of a time. So we have to be coherent, right? Yes, Gladys, it's a big responsibility.
Yes, and I cite this because even though never had a dog, I don't like things them in bad conditions.
Yeah, sometimes we don't have well, like, how can I say this? We don't have the means to adopt a dog because it's difficult. It costs money. Every time my dog finishes her food, he's like, "Oh damn, it's expensive," and I give her I'm giving her premium food, so it's expensive. Luz, yes.
Yes, maybe we need to understand that the dog is a child. You need to pay, is not too much like a child, but you need to pay for the food, for the veterinary, for everything. And maybe it's not depend the space because you can have it in your big house, but if the dog never go out because it don't socialize, so they don't have a good rule, so you know what I mean. So maybe it's not the space, is we need to understand if you have a dog, maybe you need to spend more time with the dog. It's not only to food and say go to pipis and pupus outside. No, it's more like spend time with the dogs. So maybe we need to understand that we need to education more about the responsibility that we have to have a dog, because sometimes we need to understand that when the parent gave to a puppy to the child, we need to understand that that dog is not a responsibility for the child, it's responsibility for adults. So most of the time happen that, oh, it's beautiful, the puppy is 3 months, but when it's growing up, that puppy and it's an adult dog, they got for the street, and it's happened like that. So maybe in the case of Mexico, I think that the people need more education. No? For example, I have other experience at the veterinary in Mexico, that is that you say that in your case, your grandfather has a dog there, but was something like that. But this gentleman, this sir, arrived to a dog, was sick, and the veterinary, we have a good relationship. He knows for all the years. And he told us that when it's on December, it's winter. So he left the dog there, sleep the dog there. So he has he's sick, the dog literally. So we need to understand that the responsibility for a dog is an adult. So, and it's the education of the adult. No, every adult is the same.
Definitely. And well, I think that dogs could be a very good way to teach kids about responsibility when you make them part of the dogs or the pet's caring. I think it would be a very good way to teach them that. It worked for me. I remember my mom never wanted a big dog. And when my dad said, no, I want a big dog because small dogs are not my thing, and we got a husky, and I was like, oh yeah, I love that breed. Especially if you like to read, I highly recommend you one book by Jack London, White Fang. It's about a wolf dog from Alaska. My love for huskies started there when I was like 6, maybe. Yeah, we changed the subject a lot from inclusion to adopting, but it's good, right? Yes, Gladys, I think that it's a very hard moment when a pet passes away. I remember this is maybe it could be a little bit cheesy, but I remember that Someone told me that dogs, well, pets in general, live less than humans because they born knowing how to love already. So that broke my heart, but I think it's very nice to think about it. Good days, bad days, my dog is always there. I'm pretty attached to her, obviously. Probably I should not show you this because of school rules, but I have, you cannot see that. I have, it's, yeah. She, she was Melissa, and she passed away 7 years ago, was my complete love. And I was like, I'm never going to love a dog like her again. And then my mom got me another husky, Luna, and I'm like, oh yeah, she is like, she's like my sidekick, and I'm way more attached to her. The one thing that I'm pretty sure is when she dies, I'm going to get another dog because I want the opportunity to love another dog, and I want to give the opportunity to other dog to have a good life. Well, that's just me. Uh, Sandra, yes.
I had the experience with my oldest daughter. She wanted so badly to have a dog. I never let them to have a dog when they were living with me because I know a dog is other responsibility for me. And honestly, like I really had a really hard situation when I was a girl because my dog passed away and I suffered a lot. And I said, I want to feel the same in my life. But anyway, now I have to, and I can imagine my life with them. But my daughter went to the shelter because she wanted a dog, and she lives in a small apartment. There was this guy with a Rottweiler outside, with a baby Rottweiler that he cannot have anymore. And she finished in adopting the Rottweiler, and they call me, Mom, I just fall in love for this dog. I don't know what to do. A Rottweiler is kind of scary. And I say, Amor, uh, I don't know, it's like your heart to take you with that dog, but the most important thing that you need to know about Rottweilers, that you have to socialize them very quickly, The dog has to be very good in socialize, and it's a female. They adopted. Her name is Mila, and is the cutest dog ever. She's so smart. She is like my daughter lives in Utah. There is a lot of hikings. She loves to go to hikings with them. Uh, they make her to, like she can, how to say, to have a lot of exercise because it's a big dog, but she's so sweet. She's so sweet. My youngest daughter went to visit my oldest daughter with the baby, and Mila was so nice with Savannah, my grandchild. And it's just a beautiful dog. And I'm going to have Mila in 1 month here at home with my daughter. I'm going to meet my grandchild Mila.
Those dogs have a very bad reputation, but no. I think the most loving dog I've seen with kids are Rottweilers. They are like super caring, and obviously they could be aggressive, but it depends on the owner totally.
Mhm. And my daughter is very sweet, and that dog is, everyone loves Mila. She's in every single, and they hang out a lot. They go a lot to hikings, to the lakes, and she's just love to be outside. And even it's a dog that they can walk without leash. That is just amaze me because I had two dogs, and my little dog is a Yorkie. Oh my goodness, he thinks that he's the lion in the neighborhood. I cannot take him outside without leash.
Yeah, one of my dreams would be to have a husky who can walk without a leash. But they see, well, Luna is way more educated, that matter. but she is not good at crossing big streets, so I don't want to risk a car hitting her. Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. I've always had, well, not always, but 4 out of 5 dogs that I had are big. Huskies, actually. I have a beagle, and she was super loving, but man, they are loud. Yeah, obviously you have to be careful, Gladys. I take my dog to a dog park where you can take off the leash of the dogs, and I've had a couple of bad experiences, but in general, it's good. Responsible owners, but sometimes, yeah. I remember another husky tried to hump Luna, and I was like, not on my watch. You are not going to defile my dog in my presence. But yeah, it's in general we have like good experiences. Yes, you have Noe and brown and white.
Exactly like that. Yeah, yeah. I have a beagle. Well, it's my brother's, so but we live in the same house, and yeah, they his bark is really weird. I don't know. It's funny, and we when it cries, well, the dog cries. It's really noisy. I don't like it, but yeah, it's really good, and they have a lot of. Oh my god, I forgot the word. A lot of even in Spanish, I forget the word. Sorry. Um, they need to go outside.
They're very active, so you
They're
have to.
very active. Yeah, thank you. Yeah,
It amazes me how a beagle can be that loud. If you hear one from the other side of a gate in a house, you say, "Man, this is a Doberman," because they're so loud. Yeah, I remember that. And her name was Frida, and she hated doves and pigeons. So every time she got a chance, he chased them. That's very nice. So let me see. Um, Luego reviso el chat porque se me va. Goes to a boarding kennel for that reason. Sí, yo siempre me he encargado de su educación, pero luego soy demasiado consentidor. Paticorticos. Un chihuahua es un perrito que se compone de 50% odio, 50% temblor y 100% valentía, porque yo he visto cómo se le ponen así enfrente a perros 10 veces su tamaño y a mi perra la correteó.
That's my Yorkie, teacher. That's my Yorkie.
Yeah, until they find another alpha. Yeah, I remember that. I was very embarrassed when a Chihuahua chased my dog all around the park. Everyone was laughing, even me. Very good. Noe, yes.
Yeah, sorry. I have a Chihuahua too, and yeah, I agree with you. They are very brave. My Chihuahua barks. My beagle. I don't know why, but he hates the beagle. I don't know. Every time we mention the name of the beagle, he barks. Every time he hates my beagle, and I don't know why, but I think the Chihuahua depends of the owner, like every dog, no, because my Chihuahua loves smelling everyone. He loves being in the street, and he loves be sociality, what socialize with other dogs. And he never barks, but my beagle, yeah, he always. That's
it. That's amazing. And I never heard of a dog who hated even the other's dog's name. Just the name, and he barks. That's amazing.
Yeah, we mentioned the name of the beagle's name is Pipo, and every time we mention people, he wherever he stay, he came and barks every time. Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah, that's a deep hate. Very, very, very nice. Fernando, yes.
Yes, my my brother had a Chihuahua, and the dog had nothing to do with convencio, conventional and Chihuahua. It think it was a special edition because it didn't hate people. The Chihuahua is a love people, and yes, o sea, no.
A friend has a Chihuahua. She's very old. She's like 15, 16 years old, and she doesn't have teeth anymore. But she doesn't care. She wants to bite you nevertheless. She's very, very, I don't know how to say this because she's full of hate. And when you try to pet her, it's like no, boom, and she bites, but she doesn't have teeth anymore. So it's like, okay, I don't know what to do. I want to reinforce your aggressiveness by telling, oh yeah, it hurts, but you are not hurting me anymore.
Yes, no, she's love people. She's jumping on them. She was very friendly with uh, everyone.
Yeah, with everyone, yeah. Yadira, yes.
Thank you. Friends. Good night. It's very kind to hear uh, about your pets. Yeah, it's like a family, like you say. I have 4 pets. Yeah, 3 of them are adopted 10 years ago. The ones of them have 10 years, and I love with all my heart. Is my baby. It's like my son. I said that they are my son, my babies, no, and is 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 part of my life, and I very happy to stay with my 4 dogs, and I like to hear about your histories. Mhm.
Yeah, I think that I don't have kids, but and I'm not saying that my dog is my kid, but definitely she's spoiled.
Yeah.
She could be a little brat when she wants to, so she knows how to get her way. So I can totally understand what you were saying, Yadira. And yeah, definitely, you become so attached to them. And one of the saddest things that I can, this is very personal, but I know that a lot of you can relate. One of the saddest things that happened when my mom passed, it,
Okay.
it was having no one to greet me when I got home. And every time I get home now, Luna is like, okay, we are back. So it's on. She sleeps with me, so in my bed. I think she thinks that the bed is hers and she's letting me sleep in her bed. So
Okay.
yeah, but that's quite interesting.
Yes,
Eh,
teacher.
Perrijos, no sé, Sara. Sandra, ¿qué se te ocurre? ¿Cómo podrían decir perrijos? No sé si ande por acá Rafael, porque siempre tiene la respuesta a estas palabras extrañas. ¿No? Pues no sé. Puede haber algo. Ay, Dachshunds. No sé. Dachshund. Habrá que preguntarle a la inteligencia artificial que se invente una palabra. Muy bien. Bueno, como les dije, cambiamos el tema drásticamente, pero estuvo bastante bien. Cristian, me quedé esperando tu opinión de la inclusión. No creas que se me olvidó.
No, de los. Pero no, No te escucho, profe.
Que estaba esperando a que dijeras lo que fuera, pero lo que quieras.
Christian, do you have pets?
Hablaron todos
Cristian.
tan bien que me dio hasta ganas de hablar.
Christian, do you have pets?
Yes, sí. Mi best friend es un caniche. Un
What is a
poodle.
caniche?
Sí.
What is that?
His name is Rolo. Un Viking name.
Un caniche es como un poodle, si no me equivoco.
Sí.
Ajá. ¿Cómo se llama?
Rolo.
¿Rolo el caminante?
No, brother de Ragnar Lodbrok.
Sí, Rolo el caminante es el hermano de Ragnar Lodbrok. Sí, sí. Le decían así a Rolo porque era tan alto que ningún caballo le servía. Pero sí.
No sabía.
Very good. Bueno, vamos a dejarlo hasta acá. Bien, los que participaron, los que no, espero que se animen para la siguiente clase. Sandra, un gusto tenerte de vuelta porque habías estado ausente. No creas que no me di cuenta.
Thank you, teacher. Yeah, it
Este,
was a really hard week. One of my aunts passed away, and other situations.
Life.
Life, teacher. Yeah. Anyway,
Muy
but
bien.
I'm happy to be back. Have a
And
good night, everyone.
Very good. Bueno, pasen excelente noche, cuídense mucho, descansen y nos vemos el jueves. ¿Va? Recuerden guardar sus dudas, tomen captura, lo que sea. Hoy estuvieron buenas las preguntas. ¿Va?
Thank you.
Cuídense.
See you.
Thank
See
you,
you.
teacher. Bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you,
Ay.